Hi folks, I hope you're well. So, yes, I just had a look. Yeah. Well, I just had a look at one of the scriptures that was pretty much quoted earlier on when I was talking to Chris and Dave. And, yeah. They were basically quoting Romans 5:12 by talking about that we are born into sin, right? That we die because of Adam and we live because of Christ. Okay. Yeah. That's Romans 5:12. Romans 5:13 says something slightly different. Yeah. Yeah. 13 says, for unto the law sin was not in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law. So basically, for Gentiles, there was no law. Before we got to know Christ, we were not under the old covenant. So therefore, there was no law. So therefore, we were not in sin or under the law according to sin beforehand. So we were not born into sin. That is a lie. The problem is people are lazy little gits. See, this is why I get really annoyed when I talk to people, because they accuse me of picking little scriptures, little parts of scriptures. They were doing exactly that. Oh, it just annoys me. It's so lazy. Go to 13. Read Romans 5:12, yeah, but then read 13. 13 says, yeah. But to the Gentiles, this was not the case. Oh, again, people just do not understand. If you're a Jewish person, the law and the scribes and all of that, that's not a religion, that's life. It's in you. It's as much in you as your heart, your blood, your veins. That understanding, all of that is in you, right? It's part of them. When it's never been part of you, sorry, you can't apply that to Gentiles. It was never, but again, the reason why it has been is because, yeah, in church today, they had the TV screen on and they had scriptures. They had Psalms and many other bits and pieces. But a lot of it was stuff from the Old Covenant talking about the coming Lord. And the problem is when you saturate yourself with Old Testament stuff, saying worship him, glorify him, you can see why the church has made it all about the Son of God, can't you? Because the Old Testament does. In so many ways, the Old Testament makes so much about the Son of God. So therefore, of course, if you're saturating yourself with that, if you think that applies to you, which it doesn't, but if you think, well, how can it apply to you? It's talking about the Son of God. It's talking about the Messiah to come. He came 2,000 years ago. So why are we making that about us? We're not waiting for a Messiah. All of it is just bizarre. It's just, it is so incredibly demonic that the church got infected with all this. And again, it's in the writings of the early church. You can see exactly what the devil was doing. They're trying to kill off the early church, knowing at that point in time that other sheep have I, so the Lord said, other sheep being the Gentiles. Well, okay. Most of the people that are of God, according to Christ and his teaching, are Gentiles. They're not Jewish, they're Gentiles. And yet we have virtually nothing in the way of teaching for Gentiles. Okay, that's fine. We've got the words of Christ. The words of Christ are given to everyone, so therefore we've got those. We'll just go with those, thank you very much. But then the problem is the church made all the letters to the Jewish people, teaching them how to go from Judaism to this new covenant. And the church has made all that about us as well, when that was never about us. Never. I'm not going to say I can't criticize Paul or Peter or John or any of those, because the reality is they wrote letters based upon their understanding at that time, and they were writing letters to the churches that they had at that time. They were dealing with the situations that they had then. The problem is the persecution that they faced ramped up, and most of them had to leave the nice areas they were in, the lovely areas, the lovely homes and whatever they were in. They had to leave those. Persecution ramped up big time. So therefore, right, they didn't have a chance to then write lovely little letters to Gentile churches, teaching them about how they themselves come to God, how they come to an understanding of Christ based upon their understanding. We have that from a Judaism understanding. We have how you come to Christ from that. And again, I'm not criticizing it. I'm simply saying this is why the church has made so much of church about that. So many of the songs, so many of the Sunday morning ministries are saturated with Old Testament. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. If you want to tell the story of God's relationship with his people before Christ, great. But generally speaking, we who are of Christ, if we are of Christ, we came to God through Christ, okay. We're not of that. We're of this new covenant. What matters to us is the new covenant. Not the old, the new. We need to understand what that is saying to us about ours. Now, of course, let's be honest. There are some lovely books, Philippians and, so many others that are great and do speak to anyone about how to walk in this new understanding. So I'm not saying there isn't. Oh, no. I'm saying the church has made so much about the old, because there's a lot of it that is basically of that design, taking people from Judaism to this new covenant. And the church thought that was for us as well. Oh, God. Bizarre. Anyway, there you go. You take care. God bless. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.